Do you feel like your life has purpose? Maybe you feel like you don't have any purpose in life. Maybe you feel like your life is insignificant. Sure, you can see others living with a sense of purpose, but you think they're lying to themselves. You look at how big the world is. You look at how long it's been around and you think, man, who am I to think I have anything of significance? I'm just a cork floating around on the ocean. I'm just one of billions of people that have been here, and there'll be billions of people after me. What meaning does my life have? I don't have a ton of friends. I just have a dead-end job. I haven't done anything of great significance in my life. What could I possibly mean to anything? And if I do tell myself that I have some semblance of a purpose, if I do tell myself that I have some kind of calling, then I'm lying to myself. I'm just blowing fairy tales up my ass. It doesn't have any real significance. We're just matter in motion. We're just biological things floating about in the universe. Is that truly the way that you feel? It's not the way you act. It may be the way you think. It may be the way that you feel, but it's not the way that you act. We do see ourselves with a semblance of purpose. It may be at a low end. It may be minimized. It may not be to the degree of somebody else, but it's there. There is that sense of purpose there. But is it true? Do you have purpose? Do you have any sort of significance in life? Well, I don't think it's the right question to ask, and that's part of the problem. I don't know that it's the right question to ask. Do we have a purpose in life? Or what's the purpose of this or the purpose of that? These tend to be more abstract questions, very hard to define. So for me, I don't like to work from the theory down to the actual data. I like to work from the data back to the theory. In other words, let's begin with the things we can be sure about. Let's begin with the things we can know. Let's begin with the things we can see, taste, hear, smell, and feel, and see what kind of implications we can draw from them. You know, I'm titling this video series that I'm doing, Your Sacred Duty. And so that's kind of the twist that I'm putting on the discussion of purpose and calling and direction in life. Your sacred duty. It's not so much there's a purpose for you to fulfill. It's just that you have a duty to yourself. Now, I'm adding the word sacred so that I can dress it up a little bit, but there is a sacred duty to yourself. And the reason being, and the reason why I use the word sacred is because what's in you is precious. What's in you is valuable. Why? Because it can make a difference in the world. You have interests, you have abilities, you have skills, you have emotional capacity, you have physical capacity that could make a difference in the lives of other people, that can help make the world a better place. And I think we can all agree on some fundamental things that make the world a better place. For example, less abuse of children would be a better world. More people out of poverty would be a better world. More people with an education would be a better world. More people not having to deal with personal pain would be a better world. More marriages and relationships that stick together would be a better world, right? More people having equal opportunity would be a better world. There are so many things we can say and all agree on would be a better world. It doesn't matter what political side of the aisle you come from. We all agree on some fundamental things that would make the world a better place. In any one of those areas and at any level, could you make a contribution? I bet you could. Let's say, for example, you play music. Well, how much of a message can be sent through music? How much of a difference can you make in somebody's life through music? You know, there's what they call ambient music, which doesn't have any lyrics to it, right? The instrumental type stuff that people chill out to. How does that make the world a better place? Because it gives people solace. It gives them relief. It gives them a little time to escape the hustle and bustle and stress of life. Heavy metal is a great way to channel aggression, a great way to channel angst. It has a benefit. So whether it's making music, whether it's being good at your job, whether it's loving your family, right? Whether it's doing good financially, having something to give to other people or certain causes, these are all ways that you can make a difference in this world. Make the world a better place. Therefore, your abilities, your interests, your talents, who you are, your experiences, they can be multiplied. They can be maximized. They can be developed to the degree that you make an even greater impact on the world. And if that's the case, it is your sacred duty to do something about it. It is your sacred duty to devote yourself to who you are, what you have the capacity to do, what you have the capacity to be. That is your sacred duty. So we're not talking about at this point a purpose outside of yourself, a life direction. No, if you want direction in life, devote yourself to what's within you. Devote yourself to who you are as a person. Devote yourself to what your abilities and talents are. Develop those, and we'll see direction born. We'll see purpose become unearthed. We'll see a sense of calling come on your life as you develop your abilities, your passions, your interests, all of those things. Now, you right now might be in a place where you're too preoccupied with the pain of the past. You're too preoccupied with your present setbacks. You're too preoccupied with the relationship that you're struggling with now. You're too preoccupied with something else, and you're not devoting yourself to that sacred duty. You're not devoting yourself to who you are. Well, part of the problem with these other areas of life is the fact that you haven't devoted yourself to your sacred duty, to develop all that you are, all that you can do for a purpose greater than yourself. That's my definition of success. That's my definition of how to find happiness and fulfillment. Develop all that you are, all that you can do for a purpose that's greater than yourself. You'll find all the purpose, you'll find all the direction, you'll find all the calling, you'll find all the happiness, you'll find all the fulfillment you ever needed. You'll find restoration in some of those relationships. You'll find that you do better at work. You'll find all sorts of things begin to improve the more you improve. And that should be the nature of self-improvement, right? That's what this mental motivation thing is all about. Self-improvement. Some people call it personal development. Now, for me, I like to attach it to the social issue. I like to attach it to the larger issue of civilization and community and the fact that we live amongst other people, that it's not just about us and our little goals. It's not just about us and having a lot of money. It's not just about us and having fame or position or anything else. Those are all good to have. You haven't broken any laws by owning a bigger house. You haven't broken any laws by having the car that you always wanted. You haven't broken any laws by rising up in the corporate ranks. You're not breaking any laws, but there's nothing wrong with it. There may be other people that criticize it, but there's no standard or law that they can criticize it, nothing that they can base it on. There's nothing wrong with those things in and of themselves. My only suggestion is may they be the end result of you developing all that you are and all that you can do for a purpose greater than yourself. Because if I make my central passion or pursuit money or fame or these other things, then the regret and the disappointment and the fallout is so much greater than if all I know is every day I fulfilled my sacred duty to myself. I became better as a person. I became better at what it is that I do. I learned more about the things that I care about. I was a better resource to those who are around me. I'll be so much more satisfied regardless of where I am financially, regardless of where I am in terms of how well known I am or the positions that I hold or what I own. I'll be so much happier, so much more fulfilled knowing that I am maximizing all that I am and all that I can do for that greater purpose than myself. This is the sacred duty. This is the discovery of purpose. This is how you find direction in life. This is how life is going to work out for you. This is CJ, the Mental Motivator. And remember, in whatever you do, don't suck. Metal up.